Remember we were talking, what was it, last week about Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep?
Yeah.
So I grinded for Experience Walker. I did. They included a mechanic in the Steam version that if you make your controls go in one direction and you're walking around for too long in a circle, it stops your character's movement.
Good.
I took a hair tie and I made it so that the controls
That's
would
what
go.
I use. I use a little hair tie.
Yeah.
And they don't let you do that anymore.
Maybe she walked like enough for 200 experience and then she would stop. Because I did it on Aqua first. I was so mad, Jesse. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Like the big picture, Clint.
That's bamboozlement for real, though.
Bamboozled. I think they knew that people were doing that. I could not believe it. I just needed to inform you of this.
That's ridiculous.
I have to go to Disney Town, and I'm not looking forward to that
Disney
at all.
Town is exhausting. Honestly, it's probably because I did it so much.
Yeah.
I grinded for perfection in all three files when I was a kid on the PSP.
Right.
Those mini games wear me out.
And you have to do it 3 times, I'm imagining. If you wanted 100%.
Yeah, so I had to do all of the board game mini games in space.
Those don't make any sense.
I had to do every single one with all 3 characters, like to get all the things. I had to do the racing game. I had to do the ice cream game.
Nope.
It was sick.
Count me out of that. I am so not interested.
The only like fun part is like grinding, like synthesizing panels.
Yeah.
That's super fun. I just found my guide for that game.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's going to be a godsend when it comes to synthesis.
Nice.
Synthesis.
I've been doing a lot of the melding, and that's been really fun. That's been a really good time. But we are talking about UK2 today. We're starting this out.
It's happening.
Oh, it's finally happening. So this is the very first spin-off outside of Drag Race Thailand to have a sequel season. How are you feeling about this one?
I mean, it's deserved because the original was a really strong debut season. Mm-hmm. Kind of like Canada, where it's like, well, yeah, we're definitely going to get a second season.
Right.
Although I think the second season of Canada might not have been as impactful as the first. No offense, Canada.
I know you're listening.
Sorry, all of Canada season 2. They're having a cast listening party right now. I feel like this one just improved upon the first season.
Absolutely. It was so good. This is one of those seasons that sort of lives very like positively in my head.
Yeah,
in the same way as season 12 of Drag Race. It just is so lovely to think back on.
Yeah.
And this season was really nice.
It's like a warm hug of a season.
Yeah. So before we start, I want to talk about the promo really quick and just get some quick thoughts about these, because this is one of my favorite promos.
It is a cute promo.
The progress flag.
That's brilliant.
I think this is the first time they did a progress flag promo, because I think they've redone this other times. And I remember there was the structuring of them so that it was like Joe Black, and I think Estina's in brown and Tace is in white, right? And then whoever was in Ahura and then Bimini were like the first group, and then they did everybody else in their rainbow colors, and it was just really cool. Like, I like when every queen gets a different color. It's like very J-pop coded.
It was like 9.
Yeah.
The 9 one was so good. But yeah, member colors.
Ahura looks so cute in light blue.
Yes.
I really
Gorgeous
love the nails.
color on her.
The silhouette is kind of bonkers.
It is. It's kind of crazy. The like flare out of tulle at the bottom. It's giving me a little Gaga.
Ooh, I was going to say it was kind of giving me like a castle jester meets princess.
Period.
There's something sort of regal looking about it.
Yeah. Oh, totally. With the sleeves and like the peplums of it all. Absolutely.
Then we got Estina, who's beautiful, by the way.
She's beautiful.
This hair on her and this chocolate color.
Oh, yeah.
The outfit itself, the ensemble, is a little basic, but she looks gorgeous.
I honestly think it would be cooler with a different skirt. I mean, I guess she wants to show off the legs because the legs are legging.
Yeah.
But it'd be kind of cool with like, I don't know, like a sort of like utilitarian style, like asymmetrical, like longer skirt in that fabric. But something that's like a little more streetwear that maybe has like a slit up the front with like straps or buckles or
I
like,
could totally see that.
you know what I mean? Like a more like, not like a formal skirt, but the ones that's kind of like a little more like a bell shape.
Yeah.
And it's a little more of like a skater skirt, not a tennis skirt,
No.
but like
That's got too many
like it's
ruffles
almost
on
like T length,
Yeah.
but it's like, I'm trying to think of, I don't know, I'm feeling very like 90s like RPG with it.
Ooh, I
like
could see
like
that.
a Final Fantasy kind of skirt. That's what I'm picturing.
Totally, with lots of belts.
Yes.
That could be so sickening. Yeah, I really love her in that color. And then we're just going by what's on the wiki, not necessarily what the order was. Bimini in pink.
Bimini bomb.
This hair and this giant maid hat is what it looks like. She looks like a slutty call girl maid.
Yeah, doll.
Or like a stripper party or something. I remember seeing this promo, and I remember seeing the Meet the Queens for Bimini and thinking, that's my winner right there. I hitched my horse to Bimini, and that first episode where she lip sync, I freaked out. But like, this promo look was it for me, and it's so simple.
It's so simple, but it's so fierce. The shoes are crazy.
Yeah.
The sleeves are crazy. The hair is crazy.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's just very her.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it.
I'm obsessed.
It's so clean.
Clean. Yeah, it looks pressed.
And she just looks so cunty.
She does. And what's so funny is that Bimini is kind of a grungy performer.
Yeah.
And that did not look grunge at all. It looked
No.
sort of high fashion hoe, and I loved it.
Yeah. It's kind of like, yeah, that very like almost burlesque-y, like
Yeah.
the boudoir, like lingerie, but like high class, like that whole aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
But she's so multi-layered.
Beautiful, like a cake. Then we have our rest in peace queen, Sherry Valentine.
With one of the best looks of the bunch at that.
Oh, this is probably one of the best promos of all time.
It's such a fierce dress.
The hair with these devil spikes in it.
Love.
I was kind of expecting Cherry to be a spoopy queen when she came in.
A Dragula.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Dragula.
Horror, filth, glamour.
She's a killer.
The double mermaid with the upside down skirt ruffle at the bottom. Insane.
Do you have an upside down mermaid ruffle like me? Yeah, really cool. I like the neckline.
Are you
is
serving red like me?
The neckline is fascinating to me. I like the sleeve. It's gorgeous. It's flawless.
There's something kind of Elvira-ish about it.
Very
But
that.
like if Elvira was red. I love this look. Probably one of my favorite promos that's ever hit the UK. Then we have another pink look. We've got Ellie Diamond. She's kind of giving me Munchkin land. Like
Oh my god, the hat. It's the hat, isn't it?
Yeah, who are the girls?
Lullaby League.
Lullaby League. Thank you so much.
She's giving like I can.
Yes.
Like after you wake up, I'm gonna can for you in Munchkin Land.
Yes.
I mean it's cute. I like the kind of like ballet-esque like strappy shoe thing.
Mm-hmm. Ellie's kind of the last queen to do this quasi Trixie makeup. I feel like I feel like everyone was really inspired by Trixie's makeup after she got off the show. And everyone was doing those really intense eyebrows, the eyes, the really crazy makeup with the really intense contour, the overdrawn lips and all that. And Ellie was kind of like the last queen to do that. I don't feel like anybody's copied that makeup. They're all doing the Raven face now.
Raven.
You know what I mean? But she looks cute. I did think this is going to be an interesting queen to watch. Then we have our Chaos Master, Ginny Lemon.
Platform Crocs.
Crocs.
I have like Crocs that height.
I love Ginny Lemon. Just insanity. That's this promo. It's just insane.
She's in like a bodysuit ? Like a worker's like jumpsuit, like an oil work. What's it called? Oiler. Anyways.
Whalers.
Yes.
with hair.
Is
like,
that,
are these
is
wigs?
that a hair? I thought it was a yellow beret.
Well, what's on the side? What's this thing? Are these aren't feathers?
Oh, it's like tinsel, isn't it?
Whatever it is, it's insane.
I feel like it's like tinsel.
You know what's funny or interesting about this group is how many colors we got. Joe Black, Ginny Lemon, Veronica Green. You know, we got these Cherry Valentine. We have these characters that have color association names. I find that really fascinating.
Wow, I didn't even realize that's why Cherry got red.
Yeah, and then we have Joe Black in black, also looking stunning. She looks like a Broadway star in this.
Yes, it looks like if there was a Broadway interpretation of Sleeping Beauty.
Ooh,
and she's
very
Malef.
Maleficent.
She's Malef.
Yeah, it's cunty. That is everything.
It's also giving Big Boulay.
Big Boulay.
I don't know why not the little one.
Is Cherry Big Boulay and maybe she's Little Boulay?
Oh, I could see her. She does have more Little Boulay energy. It's true.
Because she's pretty tiny too. Then we have our winner, Lawrence Chaney, in purple. This is kind of like her signature color, I feel like.
It is.
The look is... Can I be hateful?
I was about to say, I don't like this.
I don't like it at all. The look is a little rotten. I don't like the asymmetry of the skirt, and then I don't like the makeup. It's a little rough. And then I like the gloves and the shoes and the cape.
Okay, so like I like the neck ruff.
Mm.
The like royal thing that she's going for. I like it from from the waist to the neck. I like it. I don't like the hair because the hair is almost giving me geisha.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
It's like, it's not giving me royalty. It's, the hair is just, the symmetry of it and the way that it's sculpted looks very Eastern to me.
Sure.
I'm not seeing the vis. And
There's
then
a lot of conflicting ideas.
And then the waist down is just like, sewing challenge.
First design challenge.
Yeah, Cheryl Hole. But the color is gorgeous. It's such a gorgeous shade of purple.
It's a beautiful color of purple.
Couldn't she just die?
It's a great color, but yeah, I did not like the look. Then we have Sister. Is blue lips like her thing?
She tried to make it her thing.
But she didn't follow through with this. Do you remember when Ahura shaded her after the break?
Yes.
And did the blue lip? Well, that was after the break, right?
Yeah, after the break.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was fierce. Yeah, because she does this, and then in her entrance later, she has the actual like blue
with
chin.
the bag too. I like this look. I don't have a problem with weird shapes or bizarre shapes, and the fact that she did a circle that was in this what material? Upholstery fabric. This looks like it should be a pillow fabric.
Her name always was so weird to me. Like,
Sister.
Is there anything Sister other than the show?
Not that I know of. I wonder if she just really liked it and was like, that's my name.
But also, like...
What was the name, inspo? Now you're pointing to your skin.
Like, it's just an odd choice.
And the funniest thing is that when Tia Coffee comes in, she says she named herself after Tia Mowry. So we have Sister and Tia Mowry.
It's just like, I don't know, like, Sister, like, I don't picture, because she's not only, like, is she white, but she's such a white queen.
She really is.
Like, she's very white in how she operates.
Putting H's in W words.
So it's like, you don't strike me as someone who's ever watched an episode of Sister in your life.
Yeah.
So I just wonder, is there a different Sister?
There must be something maybe in the UK. Maybe it's like a panto show or something.
Maybe so. I find it hard to believe that the Maoris had such an impact on her.
The Maoris had a personal impact on my track.
I mean, I do have a Sister t-shirt like hanging behind me. So what?
It's a great show.
It says Sisters Together Forever, and I got it at the thrift store I used to work at. And of course I bought it. But it's like, I'm not going to make my drag name Sister.
Yeah. That'd be like naming myself after one of my favorite shows, CSI. you know? Maybe it's her favorite TV show, but like, is that what inspired her drag? Welcome to the stage, CSI. Welcome to the stage, Desperate Housewives.
Oh my God, Desperate Housewife.
I would actually throw money at her. Then we have Taste, one of my favorite queens from this cast, in
Big
white.
Slay.
Oh,
White ostrich feather. Wait, is it ostrich? I need to look it up close. I just saw it from afar.
it's beautiful.
Is it
whatever
fur?
it is.
Oh, is
And
it plumes?
Taste always has this long, flowing hair
Long hair to the back of her knees.
that is not scraggly or wispy. I have seen many a queen come out in long hair, and there are all these flyaways that look like a roller coaster coming off of their head.
This is the 40-inch human unit.
Lux,
in
I
question.
know you're listening. Look at the photo.
Look at it.
This
Zoom
is
in on it.
40 inches.
All the way down.
All the way down.
Dense.
Not
Full.
measuring from the nostril. Have you ever seen queens that will like put their wigs right above their eyebrows and the hairline like starts here because they don't know what they're doing?
Or it's like the arch of their brow is like touching their hairline.
She looks excellent. Love her in white. It just makes her complexion pop.
So gorgeous.
God, she looks great. Then we have Tia Coffee in orange. I don't know if this is a nice orange color on her.
She's giving me like Gladiator.
Gladiator. Yeah, no, I see that. I wish that it was more of a burnt orange rather than this creamy.
Yes, like a bit more of a deep orange.
Yeah, this sort of creamsicle color. I don't know if it complements her very well. I think
Yeah.
a deeper would have popped better. I love the silhouette though. I just don't like the color.
Yeah, I feel that. I think it's a little too bright.
Yeah. I want to talk about her trajectory when we get to her when she walks in the workroom.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think the silhouette is really cool, and I think it's sort of a representation of a lot of Tia's journey in this season.
Yeah.
Is that I think she had the ideas, but the execution wasn't always there.
Very that.
Something was wrong about the color, something was wrong about the fabric or the hair, or just something was off.
Yeah.
But it could have been to the next level. And then I think the last one, if I'm not mistaken, is Veronica Green.
Gorgeous.
Love this dress, love this hair. I pinned her as being like a top 4 from this promo.
I mean, this is a stunning promo. I don't remember her serving this hard. I feel like this is one of her best looks ever.
Your perception might be tainted from 3.
It's so true. It's
She
so
really
true.
slayed this season.
She really let this season have it, and I miss that girl.
I kind of wish that she had waited maybe for 4 and said no to 3, because I remember she mentioned that she had spent all of her money going into 1 or into 3
2.
or
Oh.
2. Sorry, I can't even speak. Talk for me.
Yeah. Talk to me.
She spent all of her money going into 2, and then the pandemic happened and there was no work. So then when she went in to go film 3, like months later, she had no cash.
Well, and she was also spent emotionally, which she talked about.
Right.
It was kind of, sorry, I was just going to, I feel like it's very similar to a queen just coming back to All Stars too soon. Is sometimes you just burn yourself out. And I mean, I haven't been there, but I just feel like Drag Race is something that you need time to recover from in every aspect before you go back in. Even if you are eager. I feel like you're not always going to have that like Vanjie or Eureka kind of moment, you know?
Well, and you also might not have the resources too, because both of them do have big families that they could reach out to and be like, hey, I'm going back. Can I have some drag?
Oh, so true.
So true. Can I borrow some money? I think for Veronica too, I don't mean to speak for her, but I could imagine too, knowing that you had a really good run your first half.
Oh, and people are like, oh, like I wanted to see her so bad, you know?
And then it stops and you were on a really good track. And then you come back and you know your package isn't anywhere near as good. I could imagine that would be pretty exhausting. Like, I would just not even want to be there. Be like, I could have gone really far the first time.
Yeah.
Got sick. And now I know I'm not going to go very far.
Yeah.
I would feel emotionally spent.
Yeah, that's so tricky. That's so upsetting.
So upsetting. So yeah, I love this promo. Really beautiful. We're now into season 2 and our very first in Queen. Now we can actually start talking about these women.
Oh, yes.
Because I love talking about the women. We have Lawrence Chaney in first. Again in purple.
Yes.
I saw the hairnet.
Oh my God. Yeah. I saw the hair and it was netted.
I love this silhouette. She describes herself as the Susan Boyle of Drag Race.
She dreamed a dream.
I want to mention, and we don't have to ever talk about it again, her out of drag lead paint eyebrows.
Oh, yeah.
Those
she has the same eyebrows in and out of drag. They're just in drag, they're purple.
And out of drag, they're a straight line that just goes right across where they're at least arched in drag.
Listen, POV, she's got it. And I respect it.
What I think is so interesting about Lawrence is that this is really the first of her archetype, that queen that Rue just loves. We've seen a lot of queens like Jan's that Rue despises. We've seen queens like Vixen where they're just not doing it right. But I don't think, unless you can think of anybody before this, I can't think of any queens that Rue immediately just loved, and no matter what, loved everything they did. There were queens that Rue was like, Ivy Winters. Like, clearly she had an affinity. But
Yeah.
I don't think Rue loved Ivy, you know?
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Yeah, she was quite enamored with Lawrence from the jump.
Mm-hmm. And her trajectory through this season is so interesting because I feel like before the break, she was on a really upward momentum. After the
Yeah.
break, she kind of lost a little bit of that steam.
I feel like her and Bimini were kind of the opposite, like pre and post.
Yes.
You know? I feel like where Bimini was is where Lawrence was at the end and vice versa. Like
They swapped.
they really did.
Interesting trajectory for her throughout the rest of the season. Next in is Miss Cherry Valentine. May she rest in peace.
Gorgeous. Oh, she comes in and like her headpiece like hits the top of the thing and she like
Gets a retake.
she's like laughing. I love that. It's so funny.
I love that they kept it.
Yeah, I love whenever that happens because I feel like it does happen every once in a while where they screw up and they have to redo it.
Yeah. Isn't there a famous redacted from season 4 where her hat came off and they refilmed it, but they didn't show us that?
Yeah, and Willem was like, "So can I redo my entrance?"
We love Willem. I think Cherry's great. I think she was really strong through the season. I loved her package that we got to see.
Yeah.
And I think it was pretty shocking when she passed. She was the second Drag Race, no, third. So Sahara was first to pass. And then we lost Chi-Chi during the pandemic, and then we lost Cherry.
Yeah.
This one was impactful. This one hurt me when I found out about that.
Yeah, it was very sad.
So then next into the room is what's in the dossier, Miss Tia Coffee.
What's in the dossier?
Is this like a little Mel B, this look?
It's scary. Spice.
It's a little scary Spice. This is our reigning UK queen from
Sure
UK
is.
too. Sure is.
I mean, I love her. She's fierce.
I want to talk about her trajectory really quick. From
Let's.
being a flopzilla this season of UK and then coming back and having this really spectacular package
Yeah.
in UK versus the World too.
Clearly studied.
Very.
Well, you know, the thing is, because I think the first time around, she was so, like, charming and, like, knew what to do right off the bat. I think she knew what she needed to bring the first time around, but just didn't have the resources to make that happen.
Yeah.
Because I think the ideas are there, and, like, obviously the charisma and everything is there.
Right.
And, like, she's super funny and, like, you fall in love with her immediately.
Yes.
So I think she's just missing the looks and like that package, but I think she knew if I had this money, I would make this and bring this and
Right.
like etc. And I think that you just saw that more fully realized in UK, where she has all of the resources to make everything happen.
Yeah. Something that I noticed about Tia again this time around is, like you said, studied. She's so charismatic. Tia seems like one of those people we talked about how incredible we thought Sedergine was in Holland.
Yes.
Someone who understands Drag Race.
Yeah.
And what is required for the show.
Yeah.
And just came in and knew how to just open up and let that shine. But like you said, she just didn't have the resources to create the vision that she wanted. So everything was a little low-key, low budget.
Yeah.
But the personality was there.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I mean, Rue responded to that too. And I think Tia got kept for a long time. Kind of
a long time.
What seemed unnecessarily at first.
But I feel like she stayed the perfect amount of time.
Yeah.
Because it's like there are moments where obviously people thought she should have gone, but I feel like she was such a main character in the season.
Yeah.
Which is really saying something for everyone that's in this group. But she really was such like a major like force of the season that like if she had left sooner would have left like a huge like
dent.
Gap. Yeah.
Well, and especially to be a mid out. She goes home at Snatch Game, which I think they were at top 7 or 8 at that point. Like she's a mid out and she's got so much impact.
Yeah. Huge.
Some of those other girls that still stayed after were like, who are you? Why are you still here? Next in the room is Bimini Bon Boulash, looking like Sophie Anderson.
Doesn't she just say, I'm a vegan?
She does. I'm vegan.
Yeah. Just leading with the accent.
I love her.
I feel like this is like, it would walk in the same collection as her promo look.
Yes.
Where it's like, where her promo look might have been more of like a finale piece. This is like mid-show. It's like, it's pink, it's showy, it's flashy, it's got the huge hair, it's sexy.
It's so wild.
It's a little like, it's glamour from a different era. Yeah, somehow being too indecent for any era.
It's a different kind of glamour.
Yes, it's the Bon Boulash of it all.
Is it hateful of me to say that this is like if Baga slayed? Like, is that hateful?
Oh my god.
Bimini's energy is very like if Baga was slaying pussy.
Pussy down
Boots, cunt, mama, yes, God.
That's one of the more jarring things I have heard today, I will say. I think that did like...
Did you choke?
It rattled around in my soul like loose change.
So you disagree?
I don't know. I'm going to have to sleep on that for a fortnight.
I'll consult next time and see how you feel.
Yeah, I'll shake my magic 8-ball about that one.
I really love Bimini so much. She's incredible. All right, so next in the room we have Ginny Lemon holding a lemon slice. Fancy a slice. Oh, I love me some Ginny Lemon.
She comes in with that Ben de la Creme energy.
Yes.
She's running and looking around all rabid.
Having one of the most iconic exits of all time. Walking right out and not doing the lip sync. Insane. Ginny is, I think, now our second Harry Queen.
Oh.
We had Crystal, Madame Madness, now Ginny.
Oh, wow. 2 of them from the UK. That's crazy.
Yeah. RuPaul's always got to have one. She's like, well, it's the UK. We got to find
We can't have a Puerto Rican, so we'll have a Harry Queen. They're the same, right?
We can't have a Puerto Rican to send home early, so let's get a Harry Queen to send home mid out.
Yeah. Anyways, help me film this TikTok.
I think she looks so cute. What are these shoes?
What are the shoes ever? The shoes wearing platform Crocs in the last one.
I know, but
this is a lemon biscuit. Well, this is like a lemon Mary Jane shoe.
Yeah,
it's a little Mary Jane.
A little Mary Jane. I'm kind of obsessed though. I normally don't like this type of low key drag, but Ginny somehow sells it to me.
She just feels like a character.
like a comic book character or something.
Yeah.
Like the quirky neighbor.
Or even like not comparing them in any sense, but just like vibe wise, like Coco Peru.
Oh.
Her drag is very subdued, but she's so kooky and she's such a presence that, like, I don't know. There's also certain drag characters where like dressing a certain way like really amplifies it, even if the clothing itself isn't big. Like,
right.
The statement made by how you're dressing, and like there's something so weird about the way Ginny dresses is like somewhere between like old lady, like granny, and then like fashionable garbage monster.
Like the Grouch that was in the garbage can.
Oscar the Grouch's mother. Oscar the Grouch's mother, who was raised by Nymphia Wind and only ever knew the color yellow existed because they didn't have any other colors in the house.
We have yellow at home. The next in the room is Ellie Diamond.
Ellie Diamond.
What do you think about this look?
Pink. She wears a lot of pink, huh?
She does.
Pink and blonde.
The mug is everything.
Mug is stamped. She's one of the strongest like muggers of the season.
And she says
hold on to your purse, girl.
She says she makes everything. Hair to costumes to accessories, jewelry. The only thing she doesn't do is shoes, but she said she's learning to do that too.
That's crazy.
This seems like someone who loves drag.
Yeah.
And it's almost to her detriment that she loves it so much.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think Ellie's concepts are so infused with imagination that sometimes I think the story gets lost. Like in this look, she's wearing a bodysuit with a mermaid chap cutout. But then why does she have a teddy bear purse?
Well, because like the heart cutout, it's giving very like baby doll like dress or like baby like goo goo gaga. And
even like the ribbons on it are a little bit baby.
Yeah, and the hair. It's very like retro baby. Yeah. But then like make it sexy pageant.
Yeah.
Fierce down.
Two storylines that are in different highways.
She's probably taken in a lot of drag, is what I'll say. So she has a lot of like different ideas and silhouettes running through her brain.
Right, a lot of references that I don't know if we're always in on with her.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into that as the season goes, I'm sure.
Well, because I just assume someone who's that crafty and knows how to sew that well at such a young age has consumed like so many videos of like media of dresses and costumes and all that. So it kind of does.
Painted by fame.
What?
Like consuming media.
Oh,
Painted by fame. Like just like watching her makeup videos.
Very that.
It was the way that you were like, what are you talking about?
I want to say yeah, but...
Am I making up Painted by Fame?
No, I know her, but I just mean like for her, like, yeah, knowing how to sew.
Oh, got it.
She's probably watched a ton of like videos of like costume, like probably like a lot of theater and a ton of like drag race, a ton of non-drag race, drag media. Like, and so you have all of these different looks and silhouettes and costumes like running through your brain. So it's like, oh, I want to do this, but it's like, what can I do to make it bigger? It's like, oh, I could do this type of skirt that I know how to make, and I can do this type of dress that I know how to do, and like stuff like that. Because you have all those ideas, but it doesn't always like what you started at and what you ended at aren't always like as clear.
Right.
So when you get to the end product, it's like, so wait, what were you going for?
Where was the destination?
And she's like, but can't you tell I wanted to do this, but instead of that I did that, and instead of that I did that,
right? And
I made this of that.
And you put them all together.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't it make sense? Like me just saying Painted by Fame, just an incorrect reference.
What? No, it makes sense. I just was like, I was just thinking fashion, and then you said Painted by Fame. I was like,
no.
Now why is she in it?
I see. Yeah, I think sometimes her creativity is to her detriment. And I feel like this is a sort of external version of Thorgy's inward problem. And that Thorgy archetype where there's too many things going on internally.
Yeah.
And so they can't focus.
Tons of ideas.
Right. And we see that manifest in the challenges where they can't quite stay on track.
Yeah.
Where that manifests externally within the presentational drag element of Ellie's looks.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on. But I don't think we ever see that inward chaos come out in Ellie until maybe the very end during that roast. I feel like she was a little disorganized there.
That was a little chaos. Yeah.
A little woo-woo-woo-woo. But yeah, we see all this external chaos, but not necessarily the internal.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because we don't see queens like that too often.
No. Then
next in the room is our favorite Maori-inspired non-sister in... okay, so it's giving me...
M-I-I or M-E?
Me. Para bubi me. What it's giving me
as me.
If Violet Beauregard, not Baudelaire. Violet Beauregard.
Oh my god. It is a series of unfortunate events, though.
Violet Beauregard ended up working for Count Olaf and then fell into a wormhole where there was no fashion and then came out in a Goodwill, threw something on, and then went to Drag Race. That's what I'm getting, because we have the strange, like, old hair in this color. Then what is this? A long sleeve puff shirt with a vintage type dress with a suspicious hemline. And I don't know if these are leggings or socks in zebra.
Yes.
With pink shoes.
Pink shoes with a mustard top. Blue mouth. Blue mouth on the bag. So what you're saying is this came from a Goodwill. She's a sad woman from a Goodwill in a land with no fashion. You better drag her for all she's worth.
Pink shoes.
It's such a
shirt.
mess that I can't help but be obsessed with it.
Yeah. It's like so unfashionable that somehow it traces back to fashion.
But this is the thing with Sista.
Sure.
It's like sometimes it's like this where it feels very intentional mismatch, like crazy. And other times like this is just ugly. This is just like you have no taste, diva. Like sorry.
She's listening right now and she's furious.
Sista, more like mute. I don't know, but do you know what I mean? Because I'm here for like sometimes with the queens that have the intentional like mismatch, ugly, crazy, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
And if you have an entire like repertoire of that, that's one thing. But like she has some stuff that's like just like it's like tacky, but it doesn't feel like she's in on the joke tacky. Or it's like then it makes stuff like this even more question, you know?
Yeah. That's why I say it looks like she's a sad woman from the Goodwill with no fashion.
How dreadful.
It looks intentionally but also unintentionally mismatched.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, I can't tell what was the original concept and what was, well, I own this.
Yeah. Very that.
But I mean, I like it for an intro. And the blue mouth is an interesting stamp to give to yourself because we don't ever see that as a through line. That was her promo and then her intro. And is there like a sexual reference that I'm missing? Like
blue mouth,
blue mouth, blue lips. Like, is there some culture reference that I'm missing?
Because it's like the lips are perfect, but there's just blue around it.
Up in a perfect oval shape. And that was the promo look too. There's got to be some reference that I don't understand. Or it's one of those, so we're just doing this because we can.
Dots.
It's dots. Even that felt kind of intentional, though, because when Dusty explained, it was from those YouTube videos where they were telling you to put dots on your face.
Yeah.
Even that made more sense because it was like, oh, okay, I understand where you're going with this. Why you made dots your thing. Because you're kind of making fun of beauty influencers.
Yeah.
But then the blue mouth thing, I don't understand where that's coming from. I don't get it.
Why is it blue? Why is her mouth blue?
But why is she green? Then in the room, speaking of people that have fashion, since we were just talking about someone without it, we have taste. I want to have like the air horn, like burr, 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 burr.
Brr, 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 brr. Deadly cunt.
Deadly mug. The long hair again with these pins in it.
And the way that she like throws it up when she like gets there.
Oh, we need to talk about the highway robbery of the century when we get to the deliberations. Because Taste was robbed this episode.
Taste Slade.
Taste Slade. This jacket here, this structured black and white jacket.
It looks so fashion.
With the boots. Bitch. Everything about this is flawless. She looks like if Xehanort slayed at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh my god, yes, at the very end.
Yeah, remember when he's in that slayage organization jacket?
Yeah, when you're fighting him with Riku.
Yeah.
It's very World That Never Was chic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's so good. I really love this look. I think this is probably my favorite entrance of all of them.
Period. You better say that.
I did, and I would say it again. And I mean, this is probably one of the most sickening performers of all time. I think, especially from UK, but I think probably from all of the franchises.
Yeah.
Speaking of highway robberies, let's talk about Joe Black, who's next in the room.
I'm surprised she wasn't last.
Yeah, she was kind of a big deal.
Yeah. I love this look, honestly. I think it's so cute.
Yeah. She describes herself as Glenn Close. And I wrote in my notes, the evolved version of Cedergine. Because you know, like how Cedergine looked like a young Glenn Close?
Very that.
And Joe looks like kind of an older Glenn Close.
Very that.
This is the final Evo. Before we get another one in a future generation.
Yeah, before they mega evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love this because it's also like, it's Glenn Close, but it's also like very Norma Desmond Glenn Close, which is such a funny, like, you look like this actress, but you're really evoking a specific role that this actress played.
Yeah.
That is very indicative of an entire like subculture and aesthetic and vibe. So I think it's very, very fun.
My favorite thing about Joe Black is that she describes herself and others describe her as this sort of older legend. Like they really talk about Joe as if she's in her late 40s, mid 50s. Joe Black is my age. I looked it up today because I was like, how old is this bitch? Because Ahura was talking about how she used to go to Joe's shows and like save up all her pennies to go to Joe's shows. So I was like, this bitch has got to be like 50.
Right.
35. Right, currently in this year of our Lord,
That's
2024.
So they're like early 30s.
Yeah, this time. 31 maybe. At the oldest. And they talk about her like she's like 50.
Yeah.
But I mean, was she
so
doing drag
crazy.
at 12?
Yeah, right? A child star.
Doing Sunset Boulevard at some random club. What is it? GAY? Is that the club that everybody does in the UK?
Probably. I'm not cultured enough. Do you know, you don't watch What We Do in the Shadows, do we?
No.
Oh, I'm just picturing there's this one vampire that they died and then they get reborn as like, they have to go through their entire life cycle.
Oh.
But by the time they're like 12, they like have their adult face.
Oh.
And they're like, but they're doing like Frank Sinatra songs and stuff, and they're like they're like a singer. So I'm picturing something like that, where I'm picturing this little like 12-year-old with like Joe Black's like mug,
adult
and, like,
face,
in that outfit, like looking like Glenn Close in the face, like with like the turban with the feather and everything, just like as a small child doing Sunset Boulevard, and I'm very enamored by that.
I love this mental picture. I'm gonna hold on to this for the rest of my life. Next up in the room is Veronica Green.
Okay. Let's talk about this look.
She looks like a Barbie that didn't sell very well.
Yesified Weird Barbie.
Yeah.
This is if Weird Barbie got a makeover.
Yeah. You know how there will be, after big Met Gala events, there used to be, I don't think they do this anymore, where Barbie and the syndicate Barbie copycats will make that dress again.
Yeah.
This looks like if there was some big gown and the dollar store made a version of that.
Yeah.
To sell it. I'm sorry, Veronica. I know you're listening. This is such a sloppy fabric for. I'm sorry. It's a sloppy fabric for this illusion. I love shiny. What is it? Satin, maybe?
Yes.
I love shiny satin, but you gotta layer it. You have to give it texture.
Satin when it's
Shatin? You like shatin? Wow.
I love satin when it shines.
I like shatin too. I like sharding. It's my favorite. Shatin and sharding.
Oh my.
Okay, but the organza at the bottom is kind of pretty.
Yes.
Why does it split?
That I don't know.
Was this a quick drag build? Was this they won't see it from the back?
It opens right there and she puts it on like a t-shirt. she doesn't step into the dress. She puts it on from below.
Can I tell you, my very first mermaid dress I ever made, I did not know how to install a zipper, so I had to put it on from the skirt.
Like a little shirt?
Like a little shirt. And I remember I was getting out of it to change numbers for my very first show that I was wearing it. And I remember it got stuck at the boobs. And I texted Jake frantically and he ran back, and the guy that was guarding the door was like, "Oh no, you can't go back there." And he's like, "My partner's stuck in their dress." And he goes, "Oh, okay, go in." Jake comes back and has to help me get it off and is yanking, and I hear it go and I'm like, "Whatever, just get it off of me.
Just take it off.
Take it off, get this bitch off of me."
Wow.
I kind of dragged this through the mud and now I feel bad.
Well, here I'll say something about it.
Okay.
You remember in Life Size when she gives the boss the makeover?
Yes.
So then she went to Curves and she grabbed her friend Kelly and gave her a makeover, and this is her.
Do you feel old yet?
I do. I felt old because I saw these comments on TikTok. Well, I don't have TikTok, but it was someone posting, "I feel old," and it was this person saying blah blah blah. When I was a kid, I used to keep my DS under my pillow. All the comments were like, "What's a Nintendo? What's a DS?" They didn't say Nintendo DS. They just said DS. All the comments were like, "What's a DS?"
No. I hate that.
Isn't that crazy?
Old. Yeah.
People don't know what a Nintendo DS is.
The kids just keep getting younger and younger, I swear.
They keep coming out younger and younger.
She describes herself as Gollum to gorgeous.
Gag. Gorge. Gooped.
I just really wanted to know what your thoughts were about that. I was sort of I had to pause and I went, ugh!
I guess if she's talking about herself that way. If
Yeah.
anyone else said that, I'd be like, get that back off the TV screen. I'm not watching that kind of malicious gay. I'm not going to say that word twice in one sentence. That feels charged. It feels too charged.
Next in is Astina Mantella, looking beautiful.
Beautiful.
I don't like the fabric though, but she looks beautiful.
Her fabric choices are very everyday.
Yeah.
It's very fascinating. She's just very fascinating to me.
Right.
But she's so gorgeous. She's cool.
She's a really cool character this time around. They try to do this very constant, in the first episode, battle between her and Tace. And they try to make it seem like they're rival characters throughout.
I'm so confused by that.
I was very confused too. I'm like, where's this coming from? Because they both like Naomi Campbell?
They both dance?
Yeah.
I think they said they're both dancing queens.
Yeah.
But
and at the very beginning, one of the girls, I forget who it is, points at both of them and says, "Well, how do you think it's going to be with these types of dancing queens here?" And they both kind of look at each other like, we're in different lanes. What are you talking about?
I thought it was so weird. I'm like
right. Why are you making this rivalry already? It hasn't even started.
Yeah.
Then next in the workroom is Ahora. I love this slutty Dorothy look.
Love slutty Dorothy.
Oh, she looks cunt.
It's so weird. She has like two different characters this episode because she has Dorothy and Robin Hood.
Yeah.
And like those are the only really character references she does. Well, she does like Frankenstein, whatever thing, the zombie.
She's
Elvira,
like a designer for drag queens, right?
Yeah. She's a little sewing diva. But like she doesn't do a lot of character references, so it's just weird that her entrance and her hometown look are both characters.
Maybe she had them and made everything else and was like, well, I gotta do these things.
Yeah.
I got these costumes, I guess.
It's just weird because knowing her now, like her entire body of work, doesn't this look seem kind of out of place for her?
A little bit.
Like, I don't know. I think she usually gravitates towards a bit fiercer things. Not that this isn't fierce, but it almost feels a little too referential for like her type of drag that she usually presents.
And also the hair and silhouette are very different too. I don't associate these things with her.
Yeah, it's not my usual horror. I mean, it's fun. I like it for a different queen.
Right.
To me, it's more like something I would expect from like Ellie.
Oh, absolutely. The thing that I find most interesting is that Tia then kind of shoots a look and says she's heard stories. And then in her confessional, she says if she doesn't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
It's like Boa. When Boa came in and everyone's like, oh my God, it's her.
It's her. She's
like,
going to be drama.
She doesn't have a good reputation. Like,
Right.
It felt very that. Where it's like, I don't know, in the workroom, in the scope of the show, I didn't feel like they were any more trouble than like any other girly.
Right.
So I'm curious like what their club reputation is.
It's gotta not be good, but we're never as the audience privy to that.
Yeah.
I don't think she ever lets us see that part of her. So that is the list of girls that as they come in, we are told that the winner is once again going to Hollywood. And I wanted to ask you the thing that we glazed over a couple of seasons ago. Do you remember when the winner of Holland Drag Race got an ugly dress?
Just a dress.
I don't think they got money, did they?
That's very... No, they didn't even get that in Top Model. I don't know what like show that's giving where you get a dress.
A dress. An kind of ugly dress. And it was that dress.
And Fred being like, not to mention the dress that you will get. Like, let me remind you what we're like
what we're
competing
for.
This beautiful dress.
Would you rather have a dress or a trip to Hollywood for a TV show? If you were a Drag Race competitor.
Well, if I want a trip to Hollywood, it would be a short flight.
Because you're here.
Because I'm here, baby. I'm already here. It's like when Pearl won a trip to New York on season 7. It's like, great. Do I have to fly?
I was hearing that you get taxed on those trips.
That's crazy.
So, you know how like sometimes the Drag Race girls will say they didn't get their prize?
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if they maybe get the tax form right then and there and they're told you're going to be taxed on this. And they say, oh, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And forget that they denied it because they'll take the cost and it may be like your plane ticket, airfare, or your airfare, your hotel, food, whatever they're paying for, all that equals to $6,000. They tax you for that money at the end of the year. So they give you your tax form to fill it out.
That's so crazy.
Isn't that bullshit? So like sometimes I wonder if maybe they don't get their prizes because they said no and forgot that they said no.
Or like, oh, you have to pay these things. Like, oh, I'm not doing that.
Right. And so they go, oh, okay, well then we'll keep it. But they get taxed on that shit. Yeah, so let's get into this first episode. We have a photo challenge where they have sport balls thrown at them, like tennis balls.
Yeah.
I like this better than getting your drag ruined, like with water or something.
Yeah. I think I liked the season 1 one better, though, the head thing. I thought that was more fun. This just felt like...
I give better head than anyone here.
Iconic. I feel like this one was just like a lot of ball puns.
Lots of ball puns.
Which is like, okay.
Teehee testicles.
Yeah.
Teehee.
Teehee testicles, star of Global All Stars.
That's my new drag name, Teehee testicles. Please welcome to the stage.
Love teehee testicles.
And the Maxi Challenge is your favorite British gay icon to celebrate UK queer liberation, which is really cool. I think they were at 50 years. Very cool.
For queer liberation. Sorry.
What was that, Voldemort?
It's like Voldemort meets Nicki Minaj's To Freedom. For queer liberation.
Please. And a hometown. Why they are the queen of their hometown.
Of course.
Those are the two looks. We've talked about this before. We love queen of hometown looks.
I love queen of hometown looks. They rarely do it in the U.S., which is crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't understand
because the one in season 9 was one of my favorites. Like, so good.
So before we talk about these, because I would love to just get into maybe some of these very quickly.
The looks.
The looks of this episode, because this is a really good look at these queens, their aesthetic, what we might see from them for the rest of the season. I made a note that the guest judge, when Ginny comes out, she does a Kate Bush look. She says, Kate Bush or Kate Butch?
Drag her.
Yeah. Thought it was...
I just saw a messy man. Was it Kelly Rowland?
I think so. In season 1. So... what do we think about Ahora's looks? We'll go alphabetically. We have a Vivienne Westwood that I'm sure she wore with gratitude.
Okay, and this is such like a shit Vivienne Westwood. I'm sorry.
You said it.
I mean, like,
say it with your chest.
I mean, maybe it's more going to for the actual person, but like it just feels so underwhelming, and like it feels like there's obviously supposed to be a sense of like grunge to it, but it just needs more polish.
Right. I'm surprised that they didn't start making bigger storylines post-editing of Ahora's double looks all season, because in her Queen of Hometown, she has a Robin Hood look.
Yeah.
And so does Tia. And then she and Sister have that double look. And I believe there's something else that happens with Ahora and a double look somewhere else.
Oh.
I can't remember right now, but I'm surprised they didn't make a bigger deal about this.
Well, if they had started it now with Tia, that would have been fun.
Yeah, and then it would have set it up later for Sister that she like copied someone, and then someone copied her, and then she did the blue mouth.
Yeah.
Then we have Astina's looks. She does Naomi Campbell, and then an East London look. And there was a lot of drama about this ASOS jacket.
The ASOS jacket that she won with.
Yeah, she does win this challenge, and I felt that was funny for me.
That is kind of crazy.
I did not like this Naomi look in comparison to Tay's.
It's kind of a... I know, everyone thought... I mean, the judges say this is the winning Naomi look.
Which is... am I crazy? Like, do I not know fashion?
I feel like this one's very, like... I don't know. It's iconic. It feels sort of, like, timeless. But it's not very flattering for her.
No, the hair was weird.
That's the thing. And like the shape of it, like it doesn't highlight her body because she's very athletic. She has a very athletic build, and the streetwear usually is quite flattering to that. Like the second look. This one I don't think is very flattering to her build.
No, I don't think so.
It's like when Lemon wears certain things, because Lemon has a bit of an athletic build as well.
Yeah,
it's like when Lemon was in the Celine Dion dress. Stuff like
very
that,
bad.
where like it doesn't fully flatter your shape because like you are built a certain way, and usually they nail it. But I just don't love this shape on them.
Yeah, I don't either.
Even if I appreciate the reference.
Yeah, I love the reference. I love the East London look. I thought she looks very fierce, but I thought it was like safe fierce.
I didn't know the jacket was from ASOS, but I thought it was cute.
They make a really big deal about it during the Untucked. Ahora's like, she's out there in an ASOS jacket. You could get $50 on Amazon.
Fierce.
Very
and she
fierce
won with it.
that she won.
But giving Bob winning in the Amazon robot bodysuit.
But then Joe gets sent home for wearing H&M.
I don't want to see any motherfucking H&M. Well, RuPaul knows what H&M is, but not ASOS. That's why.
Apparently. Then we have Bimini doing Princess Julia and a Norwich. I didn't write down the right spelling in my notes, but okay. I don't love these. Like, they're not my favorite thing in the whole world. But I do feel like this tells me a story of who Bimini is.
It does. Especially the Princess Julia look is so bimini.
It's really grunge. It's really street.
Yeah.
And the Queen of Hometown look is also really grunge too.
Yeah. I feel like the presentation of it is really what put her in the bottom.
The tape on the butt crack and the butt cheeks.
That.
Have you
that
ever
part.
seen Queen's tape in
No.
person?
No, not in person. I haven't seen any bad tucks in person.
That's good.
Well,
I
I haven't seen any like that.
Oh yeah,
I've seen bad tucks in person, but I haven't seen that.
that.
Well, I also haven't seen, honestly, like a lot of ass and drag in person. Like, other than like DragCon. But, none of the girls at DragCon are going to have like their tape showing like, for such a big day. But like, I haven't seen a lot of, like ass at the club.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of a skill to be able to show your ass and not have tape showing, depending on what you got going on, because you might have to tape a little farther back.
Well, because also like the tutorials, like when you're starting drag about, they don't really tell you like, oh, and hide it here so that you don't see it. Like,
Right.
I feel like it's just like, do it, tape it back. Do it, tape it back.
Tape it somewhere.
And like, I feel like when you're starting drag, I feel like the priority is more towards the flatness in the front
Right.
than the cleanliness in the back. And so I think that's a hard habit to shift
I would agree with that.
and like find the balance of like still doing the front smooth that you're used to, but you're used to it looking that smooth because you have tape going every direction up your butt in the back.
Literally every
Like you have like a V of, or like a W more so of tape going up your butt, like both cheeks.
I had one sister who told me that she used, I think, 9 strips of tape. Just tape.
Tape. Incredible.
Touch the fashion, change your life.
I mean, at that point, you're basically just creating like a tape gaff.
You might as well wear a gaff
Yeah.
for cheaper. And then wash it. Then up we have Cherry Valentine. I love this Freddie Mercury
The
look.
Freddie look is so fierce.
It's so good with, God, the mustache, the feminine body.
I think if the Darlington look was a little stronger, she could have been at the top.
Is it bad that I think she kind of looks like a Cats musical character?
Oh, I was gonna say she looks like Aiden Zane.
She does look a little bit like Aiden as well. From a distance, I can totally see it.
No,
But-
it's giving Jellicle Ball. It's
Yeah.
giving steampunk Jellicle.
yeah, very that. Like she looks like she's coming off of a show. This looks sort of theatrical to
It's
me.
very theater to me. I think it's just a little too simple for the second look.
Right.
Like the look you're gonna be standing and judging, because the Freddie look is so fun and so impactful. Even if it is still simple, but like it does the job.
I agree.
But I just think it needed like a stronger look to drive it home.
I would agree. Then Ellie Diamond, who's in the top for both of these looks. The first look, Lily Savage.
I don't know her.
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know
I'm
her.
not cultured.
They really loved the hair and they loved the dress, but this fabric was like the kind of typical drag queen fabric. I feel like I've seen this fabric a bunch of times.
It must be something relevant to her to excuse it.
I guess.
It's giving me like Flintstones.
Oh,
the
little
hair
Wilma.
with the fabric with the it's giving me like Wilma's like sister, Vilma.
Thelma Flintstone.
I love the Dennis the Menace look though.
Yeah, I mean, that was really well done. With the prop, too.
Yeah. She loves a little chap skirt, doesn't she? A little chap mermaid skirt.
She knows how to make them.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm going to use this fabric.
It's a staple for her, but it
Yeah.
is so cute. And the latex, it's fierce.
I love that latex. Latex is kind of a hard fabric to work with, right?
Oh, yeah. Ridiculous.
And this looks well constructed. This doesn't look sloppy.
Yeah, very clean.
And she hasn't been doing drag that long. And at this time, and she looks polished.
Yeah.
Like this looks like someone who's been doing it for years.
Kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, insane. Then next is Ginny Lemon with the Kate Bush.
Obsessed. So she's doing Do you know Kate Bush?
Not really.
She's doing the Wuthering Heights music video.
Okay.
And it's actually pretty faithful, not gonna lie. Like, not just in, like, the look, but also in, like, how she sold it.
With the spinning.
The spinning, and, like, there's a part where she, like, has her arms out. Because there's two music videos, two versions of the music video for Wuthering Heights. But in one of them, she just shows up in the woods, like she literally materializes, and then she starts singing, and she like starts dancing like in the middle of the woods, and it's literally like what Ginny is serving. So I do appreciate it for that reason.
Sure. Just from what I've seen of the Running Up That Hill music video, and watching it and thinking, what is this trying to say? Why do we have people doing arrow poses? Why are we doing performative dance? What is this weird color scheme?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, it seems, in her music videos.
Yeah.
Big mess. And then I really like this burnt lemon color on her for her hometown look.
It's the color of, because it is cheese, isn't it?
It is.
It's giving me those Ritz sandwiches with the little cheese filling.
Yes!
It's the exact shade of yellow orange.
Yeah, she's the Ritz cheese. She looks good. I think this was a very high look, and I feel like it represents what Ginny is going to do, which is bring you camp and drama.
Yeah.
This was a great first episode look at what her drag is going to be.
It's giving me Colonel Mustard not Colonel Mustard. Colonel Sanders if he was obsessed with mustard.
Colonel Sanders if he and Thorgy were best friends.
Very that.
Then we have Joe Black, who is confusingly in the bottom three and has to lip sync. And what do you make about this David Bowie drama? Because Michelle said this didn't look like David Bowie at all and it wasn't recognizable.
That's such bullshit.
Bullshit. Why do you think they wanted
Blue
Joe
suit,
gone?
orange hair.
This
That's
was
David Bowie.
Yes.
Like, I feel like you could literally, like, do, like, a stick figure in blue, like, of any color or any silhouette, but just, like, that blue.
Yeah.
That shade of blue and that shade of orange up top, and Mama,
Am I crazy or in Freak Show? Didn't Jessica Lange do like a Bowie look?
Life on Mars.
Life on Mars.
When she's saying Life on Mars.
And it's like this same color and design. It just isn't a skirt.
Do you know what I'll say? This is not any more of a departure from the original David Bowie look than Ellie Diamond's is a departure from the original Dennis the Menace look.
You just spilled. Spill.
If anything, this is more faithful
Yeah.
to the original than Ellie's is to her original source material.
Right.
Yeah, in both instances, we clearly know what the original reference is.
Right. And yet they tried to paint it off like it wasn't. And then even in the hometown look, Michelle starts out by saying, I don't really know if this is the most iconic part of your hometown. Michelle's not from the UK.
Yeah, pretending like she's a native.
Right. And then Graham does mention that the building is white and that it shouldn't be gold. And the guest judge mentioned something about how it should
It's
be a
the
different color.
interior.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this outfit.
I think that's the whole thing is like she looks like the interior of the Brighton Pavilion, which I guess like that's not the most recognizable part. But like still. It's like
But Dennis the Menace is, since we're comparing them.
yeah, and also like, okay, so it doesn't look exactly like the Brighton Pavilion. Okay, but is it the worst look of the group?
No, because there are way worse ones. We've seen them already come down,
That part.
in my opinion. Then we have Lawrence Cheney. The Diana Rigg look. This was in the top, this package.
I don't know who Diana Rigg is.
I thought this was like really camp looking.
It's camp, that's for sure.
And then the second look, from the Glasgow look, is pretty...
I love the Glasgow look. The Glasgow look is so cunty.
And the hat, I do like the second look, but I didn't like the first one. So for
I
me,
feel
this
that.
was sort of a high look, but not necessarily top three.
Yeah, I think the second look was so strong that it made me forget about the first look. But they seem to like the first look, but I wasn't featuring it.
They loved it. The dossier said that she was top three, so they had to love it.
Oh,
Then we have... Sorry, we blew through her. Do you want to say anything else about Lawrence?
No, not yet. Not this episode.
Then we have Sister doing a Dusty Springfield look and a Liverpool look. I love the Liverpool look.
I like the Liverpool look as well. The Dusty look is a mess.
It's a complete disaster.
She looks like Barbara Jean from Reba.
The Liverpool look is so high cam.
So fun. And also, like, because what we know of Liverpool is what's been told to us by the Vivian.
Right.
And this is very much what she's described to us thus far. I love it. It sounds so fun.
For those of us who are not immersed in UK culture or do not live there.
Yeah.
Then is Taste, who should have been in the top.
Should have been in the top. Because also, even if you're still going to give the win to Estina, continue this rivalry that got set up at the beginning of the episode between her and Taste and have the two Naomis both in the top. So, which Naomi's going to win?
Right. Because this was an ongoing edit. From the moment that it started, they set up Estina and Taste are rivals as far as the workroom is concerned. Then we have that really lovely conversation where the two of them talk about being POC and looking up to Naomi Campbell and her being a really powerful black influence for them.
Yeah.
And then they don't follow through with that. So what's even the point of including that in the edit? Because as far as I remember, I don't think they have any beef with each other going forward about Estina getting the win. So when you know what your storyline is, you know they don't have any problems with each other, why would you keep that storyline in if you're not going to reward us with anything? Yeah,
or if like there's a chance for Sparks, a la like, is there going to be a rivalry between you two? Then like, why isn't there an opportunity there to like try and create it?
Right.
Like maybe Sparks will be created naturally if Taste had been in the top and felt like she deserved the win and Asia got the win, like etc. You know, but we will never know.
We'll never know. What do you think about the Newport look?
Love the Newport look. It's so cunty. I love the hair.
Yeah.
The outfit itself, I'm like, okay. It's like a dragon printed thing. It's very Christmas colors.
I was gonna say it was Christmassy. It was like elf,
Christmassy.
Demon elf Christmassy.
It's that Christmassy.
It's almost her time.
But the hair is so fierce.
I love structural hair. Like that Mick does structural hair really well.
Yeah.
Those insane headpieces that I wonder, how did you get this here? And it did not fall apart. That's got to be glue hairspray. Like just straight up permanent glue hairspray.
And like, but also how did it maintain that shape like in packing? Like, how do you not take it out and be like, well, this is ruined?
Right. Right. Next up is it bad if I say that I think Tia should have been bottom 3?
Drag her? No, they were bad.
The first look, bad. The Alan Turing look, I think it's cute when it's really close up. Like you zoom in on all those rainbow numbers, and that's a cute concept that scaled back.
But also, like, okay, this is one of the things where it's like, do the judges get an intro? Do they get a paragraph? Because I'm like, how did they not put in the bottom? Because it's like, there's no way Michelle's like, oh, yes, of course, I love Alan.
Right.
Like, no one knew who Alan Turing was.
And the Nottingham is kind of the worst of the Robin Hoods from the night.
Yeah, well, because it's like, it's a Robin Hood inspired. Well, okay. It's kind of like a weird, like, Katniss Halloween costume in the color of Robin Hood. Because it's like a feminine, like, archer look.
Right.
It's really just like a green feminine archer vibe.
Now available at Party
Halloween
City.
costume, green feminine archer.
Get your green feminine archer 2021 Halloween. Yeah, both looks are not very strong. This, in my opinion, is kind of bottom 3. And with the Alan Turing look, what is with the yellow shoes when the jacket has all this green lining on it?
So true. Like a Riddler green shoe is what it needs.
Yeah, the styling is just a little bit off. But this is what we talked about earlier, is that there's just, it's something with the fabrics, it's something with the colors, just something is a little bit off. The idea is really great, and the binary code on the print says love, I think is what she describes.
Yeah.
There's a great concept in here. It's just it needed to be tweaked to be a little more fine-tuned. So this
Be
is bottom look
tweaked.
for me. Then we have Veronica Green doing a Boy George look, which was kind of messy to me.
I hate the Boy George look. It's so gross. It's so gross.
What do you think about this Martha May Whovier Lancaster?
It literally is Martha May Whovier.
Betty!
This is literally when she gets proposed to.
Yes!
And he lands on her tits.
Hello, Martha.
Like, it's crazy. And then, whoa! And then she like, when she like is cheering for him.
Yeah.
Like,
Christmas mentioned twice this episode.
period. Yeah, it really is Martha May.
It's Martha May. So our tops this week are Astina, Lawrence, and Ellie, and the bottoms are Joe, Bimini, and Sister Sister, which it's weird to get first episode favoritism shown because Lawrence and Ellie are clearly the ones that Rue gravitates towards the most.
Yeah.
Normally we don't see that happen so early. Like we'll sometimes see the front runners in the top because they're just really good. But in this episode case, I felt like there were other people in the bunch that were stronger.
Yeah.
And it also is weird to see such suspicious judging for the bottoms. Like Bimini makes sense, I think, of everyone. Sister kind of makes sense, but are you telling me that Veronica was better than Sister?
Ooh.
In this situation, that Tia was better than Joe?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's strange to get such bad judging at the first episode. That's not normally until the couple episodes in. Or in All Stars 8 case, episode 2.
Do you think they were judging Joe in particular harsher?
Yeah, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Astina wins the challenge, which I mean, I think of the top 3, I would have maybe given it to Ellie of this top 3, but I think realistically it should have been Tace.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tay should have been there. I think merit-wise, I think Ellie deserved it more. I think storyline-wise would have made sense going to Lawrence, a la Vivian winning the first episode of season 1. And I honestly was thinking Lawrence was going to win when I watched it the first time. I was like, oh, Lawrence is going to get this.
Yeah, Rue's already got a tagline for Lawrence Cheney.
Yeah, it just felt like this is what's going to happen. But Astina just feels like such an interesting choice, you know?
Yeah. Because they don't think Astina lasts very long. She goes home second or third.
It's kind of like Morgan winning the sewing challenge in season 2.
Right.
Where it's like this kind of like interesting character that you weren't expecting to get the win and get that kind of recognition in that way.
To go nowhere in the show. Like,
yeah.
like story-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. On one hand, I appreciate when a queen gets a win that maybe was unexpected.
Yeah.
But we've been sort of primed to understand that wins are going to people who are going to go pretty far in the show. We don't typically give out wins willy-nilly.
Okay, and like I'm here for an unexpected win in the sense of like, oh, I wasn't expecting them to win because usually that kind of girl doesn't win, even if they deserve it. Like an Ermagerd, a Heidi in Closet, like a queen like that, where it's like, even if they smash it in the challenge, they usually don't get their flowers.
Right.
Like, I'm here for an unexpected win in that way. I'm not here for an unexpected win of like, oh, I didn't think they were good enough to win.
Yeah.
I mean, like, her looks are fierce because it's not like she did bad.
No.
It's just like she was very mid to me.
Yeah.
Mid-high.
Mid-high. Yeah, absolutely. Like, very safe high. It wasn't bad at all. It was a good showing of what she's going to give us. But I thought there were maybe people that were a little bit stronger.
I think it's the only thing that makes her elimination to Tia more impactful. TBQH. Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. She goes home third,
Oh, wow.
right? Astina
Third or
does?
fourth?
I thought Astina went home kind of early. I'm looking. Oh, yeah, she goes home episode 3.
That's crazy.
Yeah, to get an early reward.
Win safe alone.
Oh, that's wild. The song, our very first lip sync of UK2 is Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. This is a really fun, like, campy song and about, this is a sex song, right? I don't know why I'm whispering it like Jesus is going to yell at me.
Like taking dick?
Yeah, because it says, the lyrics are relax, just do it when you want to come. And Bimini keeps like grabbing her crotch. So I don't know if she was making it sexual and the song wasn't actually that. I was listening to the words very carefully and I was like, I can't tell if it's a double entendre. It feels like it might be.
I never really paid attention to the song that much. I just remember Bimini's handstand.
In those big ass shoes.
Those huge shoes. And like, I don't know, her energy and like everything her outfit kind of worked for the song.
It did.
Like, I don't know, she looked like she was already dressed for that song. It was weird. Like, it just fit. Well, it fit a lot more than Joe's.
My favorite part of the lip sync is Joe animating getting stuck on an elevator.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
I guess it's like a UK drag trick. I don't know.
Did somebody else do this and I've forgotten?
I remember reading that that's like a common like joke in like UK thing.
To like be in the middle of something and then do the elevator and go down, get stuck, and then
It's
just
kind
be
of
like,
the equivalent. Yeah.
Going back up.
It's the like looking at your watch, like etc. kind of thing.
huh.
But like, I don't know if that's true, but I just read somewhere that that's like a joke that is more popular over there.
Interesting. I mean, I giggled. I didn't understand why it was during that song.
Yeah.
Like, is it relaxed? Like, I'm not relaxed. I got somewhere to be.
I'm stuck on an elevator.
Yeah, that maybe makes more sense to a UK judge that if it was a UK person judging, they would have been like, ah! But then Rue was just like, huh, hearing the Wii Shop music, like, what's going on here? That concludes us with our first episode of UK2.
Wow.
How do you feel about these queens so far?
Love these girls. It's a very eccentric group, isn't it? You have some fashion girlies, you have some weirdo girlies, you have some funny girlies, you have some like really fierce dancing girlies. Like, you kind of have a little bit of everything. It's a very good, diverse group.
Yeah.
Where it's not that sense of like the cast is leaning in any one direction too much. You know,
Right.
sometimes it's like, oh, it's a ton of fashion queens in this group, or it's a ton of like contemporary girls, whatever. This felt very like a little bit of everything. And I think there's a great diversity in this cast.
And I feel like nobody really seems like the typecast type queens. Like Veronica, who's a Broadway queen, doesn't, or like a theater queen, doesn't really come across like the theater queens we've had in the past.
Yeah, we're not really like setting up archetypes like that.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, this queen's already falling into this role. Like, none of that.
Even Ginny, who's the older queen, who's probably not going to make it to the end archetype, is leaning more into, I'm an older queen. I'm not out here and pretending that I'm going to be wearing glamour and high heels. I'm going to wear what I want to wear, and you're going to love it because it's sickening. I love that. And then people like Ellie, who are the new queen, who's I've learned everything about drag, is literally that. We've had so many of those girls that come in, and it's, you wore that wig? And you know everything about drag already?
Yeah.
But that was the wig you wore? Ellie is so polished. The archetypes that we're getting this season are vastly different from all the other ones.
Agreed.
I'm obsessed with it.
It feels a very unique season. Like, it's not like, oh, this season's giving me this season energy, you know? Or it doesn't feel familiar like something we've already experienced. It definitely feels like it's shaping up to be its own season, its own experience.
I would equate this to maybe season 12 of Drag Race, because that was really unique in its own way, and Canada 4, which was also really unique. But all three of these seasons have, not that they're anything like each other, they are so unique, they stand out amongst every other season as being completely different.
Unique New York.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people talk about UK2 as being their top 5 favorite seasons of all time.
Yeah, it's just so good.
Yeah. Cast-wise, challenge-wise, runways are really strong.
And that was even like before the
Panini.
COVID,
Which
The
we'll get
Panini
into.
press. Yeah.
So next week, we're going to talk about all the pre-COVID episodes.
Yes.
And for part 3, we're going to talk about all the post-COVID episodes.
yeah,
I'm really excited.
It's gonna be a good time.
I love
It's gonna be
UK2.
a hoot of a trilogy.
Hell yeah. I love UK2. I'm really excited.
Me too as well.
Thanks for doing this episode with me. Thank y'all for listening to this face. I can't. Remember, you're doing a fantastic job. You are doing the best you can, and that is all you can do. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye. I had my mouth like right up to the mic. Goodbye.
I saw you waiting, and I was like, I'm gonna edge this.
Let me give them an ASMR outro.